Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some. Hey.
It was so loud it kind of cut out, I think.
Dang
It's
it.
probably a good thing.
All right. Well, I know the mic was like, no, not today, sir.
The speaker couldn't handle it. It's like, no.
You didn't do it back to me though.
Oh, good day, sir.
There we go.
I could go, good day, sir.
Yes, that's the way I want it. When I bring a lot of energy, Murray, you gotta match my energy.
I just laugh.
If I go, good day, madam. I want you, good day, sir. So you got your pink, I'm pink, I'm pink. I feel like I haven't talked about your glasses in a while.
I know. You've been slacking.
I have been slacking.
Do you know that there was an episode where I didn't wear any glasses and you never even noticed?
Do we want the podcast world to say hi to Grace?
Yeah.
Look.
Hi,
Oh,
Grace.
it's Bryce.
Hi, Bryce.
Hi. Guys, you are on our podcast live. Look at her face. Say hi. Say, don't suck at sales.
Don't suck at sales, guys.
Yeah. All right. I love you. We got to get back on this. I'll call you when I'm done. Okay. Bye, guys. Love you. My family is out of town, Brenda. And so I wanted to answer it. Actually, so all of Don't Suck at Sales got to hear Grace say, don't suck at sales, y'all.
Right.
So Brenda.
Do you know that my nail polishers match with my shirt?
It does, and it matches your heart. You know what's funny is I kind of thought about this before, is like you have two perfect what are those, like diamonds behind you?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Awards.
And it's like perfectly coming off of that heart. It almost looks like a, well, you know. No, I'm kidding.
Are you serious? You just said that, John. All right, let's get into it. This is one that you're going to want to pass for at the beginning. I know people do that. Some people do that.
Yeah, just like user 26739, it starts at 6 minutes. Hopefully, all right. So we kind of talked about this on the last podcast, and Miranda was doing so good, and then just again for our timing standpoint, we talked about how we've been doing just really getting back in there with our agents, and on Friday, Miranda and I just like we open it up and just say, hey, like where do you get stuck? Like, where do you get stuck in your process, or what are you afraid of? Like, what are some of your fears, right? Like, just let us help you overcome this stuff so you can get through, because we believe in so much of what we do. In this class, there's quite a few people that show up, and like, we open it up and say, we will handle whatever objection you guys are getting, and we will teach you how to handle them. And this one, I think, kind of comes up often, Mur, where they're like, look, I get in my presentation, and during the presentation, like I just feel so rushed, right? I feel like that all they want is they just want me to get to the money. They want to know how much it is. And we have to keep in mind is like, once we give up the price, the presentation is over.
Yes.
Hands down, no, I don't care what you do after that. There's very like little talking them back into it once you give up the price. And the one thing you cannot do is skip any steps. I promise you, the presentation that I did the exact same thing every single time. And so when they tried to rush me, I would slow down, oddly enough. And we're gonna bring this dot system, deflection, objection, takeaway. We're gonna bring this in to the sales presentation specifically for this. But Mer, anything that you would kind of add there of like, don't skip any steps, making sure that you like get to the price. And then here's one other thing I'll add before you can kind of jump in and add anything that you want. But like I can honestly say that like I would help out 9 out of 10 families, right? And there's probably like 1 out of 25 that we would never even get to the price.
Mm-hmm.
We just wouldn't. Why? Because they would beat me up so hard over it, and then I would take it away and they would accept it. And I almost kind of looked at that as like a little like mental victory, as stupid as that sounds. Because I just wouldn't give it to them. So you have to go through your entire presentation before like until they hear the price. That's the one thing that you are in control of, that they really want from you, that you kind of hold the keys to. And so that means that you hold the keys to this entire presentation. Anything that you kind of add there, bud?
So when you talk about not rushing, that starts on the phone. If you hear people rushing you on the phone, you want to acknowledge it. Yeah, John, I can tell you're in a hurry. I'm going to go as fast as I can, and then slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk slower, because if you speed up, they're not listening even more, right? Plus that puts them in control, right? So that I would just add that about the phones. And then when we get into the client presentation, that people always want what they can't have, right? So what he's talking about here, it's like you almost have to play hard to get. And one of the biggest mindset changes that helped me go from sucking at sales to closing 90% was that I'm not there to sell them on a policy. They need to sell me on why I should show them one. Right? And which one?
Yeah.
So when you keep your mindset, like they need to prove to me which one I should show them, it changes everything. It changes your dynamic. It changes your posture. And you're right. Like mine was probably a little higher than 1 out of 25 of not showing a price. I probably had maybe one. No, maybe you're right. 1 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I would go where I'm like, no, we're good. And they didn't give me the answers they want. I'm like, dude, maybe you're good. You sound like you're all set there. And they might've been like, we are. And I'm like, okay. I'm glad we agree on that. I'll go to my next appointment.
Exactly. And there's no reason just to give them a price, honestly. No reason whatsoever. You even you texted us, myself and Abanusa, what was it, yesterday? You gave a really good one on when they want the price. You want to cover that one really quick? I thought that one was awesome.
Oh yeah, when they said that they wanted a price by text message.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, I don't have the text up right now, but I said something along the lines of, this isn't like a one size fits all, I work with like over 60 companies. So I spend like an hour shopping around for you. So the next step really is for us to hop on a quick call so I can show you what I found. Will you be free in an hour for a quick 7-minute call to close your case?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to let them know I'm busy. I'm going to spend an hour on you. You can spend 7 minutes on me, right?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it was too. It's so good. So damn good. And so again, same thing, right? That just, it correlates to the price. Let's bring it to the sales presentation. And we're going to kind of do the exact same thing that Miranda did. So, Miranda, the first time, you're just going to be like, hey, oh yeah, no, awesome. Can you just kind of get right to the prices?
Get to it.
Right, get to it. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to get to that in just a second. And then same thing, slow down. All right. So we're deflecting, right? And that's going to be the first time you hear it. And guys, like, don't react or respond to the first thing that they say. There's no rhyme or reason to do it. It's like, it's just something that they want to get off their chest. Miranda, you kind of said this too. It's like, whatever, like my wife, right? If my wife says it one time, but if she says it twice, like, oh boy, right? So, but the very first time, we're just going to kind of ignore it. But the second time, we have to now address it. And here's the way that I always like to just address it. And it always, for whatever reason, just kind of like puts their heart and their mind, like it just brings me back to a real person. So you've already said it once. Again, we're deflecting. We're going right back to script. We're slowing down. And then Miranda says it a second time.
Well, listen, I just want to know the price. Like, just give me a range. I'm in a hurry, and I'll know if you just tell me like kind of how much it is, if it's a good fit for me or not, or if I can do it.
Miranda, my boss always knows when I like shortcut this process. And he said the next time I do it, I'm going to get fired. So would it be all right if I just went through this process so I don't get fired? I only have a
Okay.
few more minutes left.
Okay.
I'm telling you, like it just like they don't want you to get fired, right? They're gonna slow down with you. They're gonna kind of it just humanizes the process a little bit, and they kind of like feel for you. So I'm telling you, Mur, I've done that almost every single time, and it just works like a charm, right? Absolutely, hands down. So those are kind of the two things that I would do. Now we also have a third, and then that's just going to resort to the takeaway. But I promise you, if you do that, you're never going to really have to, well, you're hardly going to have to kind of handle it the third time. So again, it's just very simple, Miranda. It's, oh my gosh, you know what? My boss always knows when I like shortcut this process. And he said the next time I do, I'm gonna get fired. I really don't want to get fired. So is it okay if I just spend a couple more minutes finishing up this kind of part of the presentation? I promise you I'll get to the price.
Yes.
Right? Does like what are your thoughts on that? Like how would that
I
kind of
think
make
you're
you feel?
crazy. No, it was so funny because when I was sitting there, I was not expecting you to give that answer to that. And I was like, oh my gosh, but no, I would work. And I did something really similar. I didn't say my boss is listening, but I was like, listen, I have to go through all this stuff. I don't like going through it either, but it just kind of helps me to make sure that I'm showing you the right thing here. Right. But it's like, that's so much better. It's like funny, right? The one thing you don't want to say is like, my boss is listening, because you don't want to be like all weird about that. To say they always know,
Yeah.
type deal. And anytime you can have fun when somebody throws an objection at you, it's awesome. Right. I always say that when you have the rebuttals mastered, now you can worry about smiling when someone asks you an objection. And that's what the ultimate sign of posture is, when you can joke about it.
Yeah.
And then people, that's how you are create interest, and you're not just looking for the interest of people when you do stuff like that.
And yeah, so again, memorization is so important. There's another reason for it, Miranda, is that memorization, what we were talking about kind of on that last episode, is that you can do different things with it. You can mirror and kind of match, and you can, like, I think being playful throughout the process is so important. Like people want to be around somebody that's having fun. You're just very strict the entire time. You're talking like this, and you got a robot, and you know whatever, and you got to whatever. So don't, yeah, just again have fun. And then the if they do it again, Miranda, we're just gonna take it away. Look, I you know what, I'm so sorry. I just don't like, I do have a process that I have to do. Maybe I'm just not the right agent for you. I can have another agent kind of reach out to you. This process is really important to me. That's it.
I think the last time you said it, you said maybe something about them not liking you or something.
Oh, that's yeah. I'm so sorry.
When
Yeah.
John talks about people not liking him, I don't forget that, okay? Already.
How did I do that? Dang it, Miranda. Yeah, but it was something along those lines. It was so yeah, so on the third one, it's just listen, I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's just that you don't like me. How did I do that? Crap.
Yeah, something along the lines of like, I don't know if it's just you don't like me, or if we're just not connecting, or whatever. If you but I think it might be best if I have someone else give you a call that you might like a little bit better. I don't know, something
Yeah.
like that. Like it was a takeaway because they didn't like you.
Yeah, it's there you go. I mean, so it's just along those ideas. All we're doing is really taking it away and trying to create you know, sympathy during the process. But yes, you are correct. We need to like record those.
I know. But you get the point, right? Number one is deflect it, go right back, right? Because the first objection's never the real one. It
Yeah.
comes up again. Oh my gosh, I got to go through this. My boss always knows I don't want to get fired. Is that okay? Right? Playing
Mhm.
like kind of like the victim card. And then the last one's like, maybe you don't like me. Maybe I don't like you. No, I'm just joking. We don't like each other. I don't know. But what might be best, John, is if I go ahead and pass your file along and have someone else give you a shout,
Yeah.
pause. Because what might happen, right? You've now taken it away. They might say, no, I'm so sorry. I'm just having a bad day. I've literally got up. This dude, I remember, I'll never forget him. He had like a back problem, and he was on like all these pain meds for a back. And I go, listen, I get to choose my clients. I don't know if maybe we're just having friction. We're not getting along very good, but I get to pick my clients. And I just don't think we're a good match. And I stood up, went to walk out, and he's like, no, I'm so sorry. My back pain. I'm like, okay. But I did it. And like, that's what a takeaway is. Like you have a shot of them changing their attitude. If they don't, right? If they don't do a 180, you're just pushing a boulder up a hill, right?
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. So you have to do it. And they might agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, they might be like, and then you're just like thanking your lucky stars that you don't have to keep fighting with this person
Right.
for like the next 20 minutes.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So just again, but like always kind of like own it. Like don't say it's them. Like on the takeaway, don't say it's them. Like blame it on you. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you don't like me. Or my process. I do apologize. So what I think might be best if I just kind of pass you off to an agent that really can help you because I believe in this so much. Pause. Okay, just do that pause. She's right, because you'll wait for the reaction. Then they might either say, yeah, no, you're right. Or they might say, like what Miranda just talked about. So
The dramatic pause.
dun dun dun. Dot.
Okay,
We're rolling with that dot.
One more thing.
Una
The
más.
next person that talks loses. It's just like putting the dollars on the table, right? The next person that talks loses. So if you're gonna do a takeaway, you gotta zip it until they say something.
Zip it. I think I said that like many podcasts ago. But I did. Remember, I sat there like asked them a question on the like I pointed to the two options, and like the last option that I kind of talked about, we sat Miranda, I kid you not, we must have sat there for like 10 minutes. And then the guy just starts laughing. He's like, man, you've had some good training. I'm like, well, I asked you a question and you didn't respond to it. So I was just waiting for you to respond. And literally just so uncomfortable, but you're absolutely correct. The last one that talks loses. So you want them to lose, not you. And they're not losing. It sounds so terrible. We might have to come up with a better like saying for that. Or the
That's
first
what
one.
happens.
The first
We
one
gotta
to
do these
talk.
podcasts in the morning. We can't be doing these at night or later on. I'd be coming up with all these like one-liners, John. We did this a few hours ago. So anyways, we're good. Next time we'll come back a little sharper.
Right. Outside of that, if they don't want to suck at salesmen, what are they gonna do?
Don't zip it.
Zip it. Zip it, y'all. Zip it. Shut up.
Subscribe.
Sit down and shut up. Say it and shut up. Click subscribe here or here or here or here. Go buy our merch. Outside of that, bye, y'all.
Yeah. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some.